Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Wednesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go back up to Queensland in particular. Of course, speak to our favourite Logan Thunder team. And of course, these four particular players, they just didn't win one championship. They won two in the space of a couple of weeks because they all four of them were part of the QSL1 women's team that completely swept the competition. And guess what? They did exactly the same thing in the under 21s. They went through the season undefeated. And of course, they all join us right now to tell us all about the undefeated season. Thanks all for you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
Now, I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position all four of you play on the court.
I'm Lila Spring, and I play centre.
I'm Carla, and I'm one of the guards on the team.
Yeah, I'm Danny, and I'm like a shooting guard as well.
I'm Maya, and I'm a guard too.
Now, I don't know where to start because both your teams went through the season undefeated. So I might as well maybe start with the recent one, the under 21s. Tell us a bit about that season, and especially, did you feel at all that you were ever going to lose a game?
I'll go first. I think we had a pretty big shock against Redlands, which was our game just before semi-finals. They pretty much came at us. So I think then it was kind of I think we were thinking, oh, surely we're not going to lose this game. But I think we just went into every game just having that winning mentality, not really letting that idea get into our heads. So, yeah.
I guess, where did it get to a point? Was there any particular game throughout the season that you felt, we've got this?
I think maybe after the first game that we versed Brisbane in our round games, and when we were down at halftime by about 15, and then we turned it around and we were like, oh, we can actually probably win this.
Now, the championship game in the 21s, I guess, tell us a bit about the game itself, and I guess, where did it get to a point in that game that you can just get to enjoy the moment?
I think it just got to a point where we came out ready to play, very prepared, and we were very determined to win the game. And it just got to a point where we weren't going to stop. So I think it was very successful for us because we just kept taking it at the other team, and we kind of knew that we deserved that.
Were you surprised the opponent you versed in the grand final?
No, not really. We kind of expected Brisbane to be up in the top two.
We were surprised with how much we were. Yeah, I think we were surprised with how well that we came out and played. Well, not that we played, we expected that, but I think we were surprised that the lead was what it was.
I guess, funny enough, you end up playing, I guess, another Brisbane team in the QSL competition. Of course, you played the Spartans in that championship game. Tell us, number one, were you surprised to play the Spartans in the championship game in the QSL?
Not really. They had a really strong team, so kind of expected that.
Even in our preseason games, when we were versing them, I think we kind of knew that would be eventually the final that we would face. But yeah.
Yeah, it was the most competitive matchup for us.
Of course, you went for that season undefeated as well. Was there a particular point in that season that you could know that you could go all the way?
Yep. So I think once we beat Spartans in I think it was the second round of the season, when we beat them, knowing that they were going to be the toughest component, I think we kind of thought to ourselves, we have a real shot here, so let's just put our foot to the pedal and see how we go in the season. And then, yeah, we ended up going undefeated. So
I also think Gold Coast was a pretty tough opponent as well. I think there's rivalry between those two clubs. So, yeah. when we beat them. It was good.
The championship game was played on your home ground, your home court there at Cornubia Park. Tell us, how special was it to play the grand final, the championship game? And I'm sure that's where the final series was throughout the whole weekend, on your home court.
It was really good having our home crowd, and especially backing it up after just winning QSL2 and having everyone just be on such a high from winning that. And yeah, the home crowd was amazing. They always help.
The crowd was really good.
We definitely have the best crowd. Just we have good supporters.
Now, Layla, you just mentioned before about your other team, the QSL2 women's team won the championship as well on the same day. I guess, what was it like? Did you try to sort of, switch focus from seeing them win the championship to focus on what you had to do to get there yourselves?
So because I played in the QSL2 team as well, so it was really just a matter of fact, like, we just won one championship, now let's go and try and win another one kind of thing. Like, we got to quickly turn it around and, like, can't just ride this one, we have to try and win another one kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, it really helped actually, like, having that win as well.
Now, I have to ask, how many of you did back up from that, had to play 2 games on that same day?
Just me.
So the question I want to ask you then, Layla, then is, I guess, how surprised were you that you end up winning 2 championships? And what did you end up doing in both of those?
It was great. It was the best feeling in the world, like winning 2 championships in one night. And we just came out and we just hustled the whole game. Did not let anyone get a chance of, like, getting close to us. We just kept pushing the whole game. That's what helped us. That's what got us the win.
Now, the question I want to ask all 4 of you is, now, of course, we had Chev and Michaela on the show not long ago with Danny a couple of weeks ago. And they both mentioned, all three mentioned this as well, that it's a real family club, but mainly it's a really close-knit group between yourselves in the QSL1 and obviously the QSL2 team. Is that how all 4 of you see it yourselves?
Yeah, it is. It's a really big family community.
I think having the older girls as well, like, their leadership is really good, and it really kind of just creates that inclusive family environment, and it's not fake, it's not pretend, like, it's a real thing.
I think it just, as they said, it's just really, like, the relationships that I have, even in 21s, I feel like we were just one big, like, bunch of sisters balling together, like, the way that it felt on the court. And I think that's why one of the reasons why we do so well is because even though sometimes we get mad at each other, like, no one really takes it personally that much. Whereas some teams, other associations, might not be the same.
I think it comes down to, like, everyone having a genuine passion for the game and then caring for each other. Like, we know to separate between basketball and personal life. Like, it's just, it's very good.
Now, of course, a couple of those Logan Thunder players are currently playing up in the far north in the WNBL. Now, I have to ask, have any of you gone up to the far north yet to watch your fellow Thunder teammates playing in the WNBL up in Cairns, Townsville or Mackay?
Yes, I went up to Townsville and I just got back on Sunday.
And so, Cara, I need to ask you this question then. How good was it to, get to watch them play after playing with them months earlier?
It was really good to see them at that level. They deserve to be there, and you can see that their hard work on and off the court, they just deserve to be there. They're really great in their team. They support each other really well. So, it was really good to see them playing at that level.
Was it difficult for you to see them play for different teams? I know 2 of them play for the same team.
It wasn't difficult. I think it was pretty good because it was good to see them match up against each other. and go hard against each other like they do at practice anyway. But I mean, they're still always friends off court, so it's good to see them go hard at it.
Now, the question I want to ask all 4 years, have you convinced those 3 players or 4 players that are currently playing the WNBL to return back to Logan next year?
Yes, definitely.
Not
Hopefully they do come back because we need.
So the question I want to ask all you is, tell us a bit about your 2 championship coaches that you had.
I think Caddy, she just knows how to work us basically. Like we can have jokes on the side, but then like some games she really just sticks it in us and gives us a wake-up call, which I think is really important in games. But it's good to have a coach that you can kind of play both roles with. So yeah, I think she's one of the best coaches that I've had. So yeah.
And I think both coaches, Braden and Caddy, they kind of just let us play. Like they'll draw up plays, but they're not going to drag us for trying to create something or do something outside of what they draw up. So I think it's really good in that sense that we can just play and explore our own game.
They know when to joke off the court, and then we know when to get business done. So that helps, like with us being able to like switch on as well.
Yeah, it's good to have a strong bond with both coaches because it helps on court as well.
The question I want to ask all 4 you is, what have all 4 you learned from being coached under a female and a male coach?
I think Caddy and Braden kind of coach quite similar in the sense that like the way that they give you feedback and stuff, it's very like, direct, and they don't, they don't like BS it. But I think it's like, yeah, I think to be honest, they're kind of the same, the way that they coach me, at least. I find it pretty similar. So
Yeah.
They're very much on the
Very
same page.
similar.
See both of you, sorry, all 4 of you wearing your championship medals around your necks, because I'll get all 4 of you to show it to our viewers.
Wait.
There they are. So the question I want to ask all 4 of you is, how long did you wear either of those medals around your necks for? And did any of you sleep with it?
I didn't sleep with mine, but definitely wore it the next day for our silly Sunday.
We have a 24-hour rule.
yeah, the 24-hour rule.
So how was the celebrations like after the QSL championship?
It was good. It was pretty tame.
Yeah, really fun.
Yeah, we weren't silly about it, but it was a fun time. Caught up at the coach's house the next day and bonded as a team.
And now I have to ask, how did all 4 of you manage to juggle QSL and 21s?
So QSL finished and then 21 started like the week after. So it wasn't too much to juggle.
I'm pretty sure we finished like our grand final, and then I think we had training on like the Monday or Tuesday following it, like straight up for 21. So yeah.
So the question I want to ask then, to follow up from that, is I'm assuming obviously you had a short QSL season because obviously with COVID the NBL 1 North Conference couldn't go ahead, but also it sounds like you had a very short 21s as well on top of that. I guess how difficult was it to know that you only had to play a couple of games throughout this year due to the pandemic?
I think 21s was a lot harder, only because I think we were playing like 4 games in a weekend, which I know I was extremely tired from on like the Monday following. But yeah, I think just the difference between QSL was that we just played like 1 game and then we had a big break. But with 21s, it was like 4 games, then 2 games the next weekend, then 4 games again. So fitness wise, I was probably not in the best condition that I could have been for it. But yeah.
How did all four of you get involved in basketball, and why did you choose it?
My neighbor used to play, and then he was like, "Oh, you should come try it out with me." And then when I was like 7, and then I've just played ever since. I just fell in love with it. I've just played ever since.
I started by playing netball, and then one of my school friends said that I should join their school basketball team when I was 10, and so that's just kind of how I got started in that and naturally fell in love with the game. So
mine was, I think I was at trialing for netball and I hated it so much, and my HP teacher told me that I should try out for basketball, and then yeah, just started there.
Yeah, I think I just started playing like when I was just with family at a family event, and then parents signed me up at a club, and yeah, I loved it ever since.
Now, all four you mentioned right at the start what position you all played on the court. If you had a preferred position where you'd like to convince your coaches to put you next year, where would that be?
Wow, don't say point guard, man.
Yeah, Lila. No, I like my position. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I like my
I don't think I could imagine myself playing any other position.
Yeah.
Now, I think I know what this answer is going to be. I guess the most silly question I'm going to ask, what would be a highlight throughout all four of your basketball journeys?
For me, probably winning QSL2N1 in the same night. That was a pretty big night for me. I think that's probably one of my main highlights.
Yeah, for me, probably the celebration in the change room after the QSL1 finals. Yeah, it was a pretty good experience.
Mine was probably like not winning, but when we got silver at nationals for Queensland, that was my biggest highlight probably, and also winning QSL was pretty big.
I think when I was with WA at nationals and we won bronze, it was the first time I'd ever gotten that close to a medal at nationals. Otherwise, yeah, QSL1, the first time I've ever gone undefeated with a team straight through. That was really exciting.
What does the sport of basketball mean to all four of you, and especially playing there at Logan?
Basketball is very important to me. At the start of the year, I was thinking about maybe discontinuing, but I'm so glad that I landed where I was at Logan, because it kind of reignited the flame of my love for basketball, and I don't think I'll be giving it up anytime soon, because I just love this club so much, and it's honestly made me want to push that much further with the game and see how far I can take it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Basketball for me, it's basically my life, but all the my connections with everyone and the family that I've built across the years, I think that's the most important part for me, is just having fun and having lots of friends to do it with and memories to make and opportunities to have. So
yeah, basketball is definitely a sport that it's because it's so family orientated and just helps me get through whatever I'm going through. And Logan's just a very close club. Everyone's so close to each other. You can trust everyone, and yeah, it's just a good environment.
Basketball to me is pretty much everything. If I didn't start playing basketball, I don't know where I'd be today. I've made some amazing friends from under 12s. I've played with the twins since under 12s, and they've really helped me through a lot. And you meet some amazing people.
And do either of you have any future ambitions in the sport of basketball?
I think for me, playing college is probably one of the biggest dreams that I have for the next step that I want to do. And then even playing, coming back and playing WNBL or EuroLeague or something like that, I think would be pretty cool.
Same. college.
Mm-hmm. I definitely want to crack into the WNBL and play. So that's one of my ambitions.
Yeah, just seeing where I can go, pretty much. Just see as far as it can take me. But WNBL is definitely really up there.
Now, Clara, of course, you did play over there in college, over in the US, yourself, of course, playing over there in California. I guess, what did you learn from playing over there that still sort of resonates with you when you played basketball back here, especially moving states as well on top of that, going from WA to Queensland. Tell us, what did you learn from college?
I think just the importance of mental toughness. That's the biggest thing. Not like getting down when someone gives you feedback because they have your best interest at heart. You've got to learn to kind of separate between on-court and off-court, not take things personally. And the biggest thing I learned was you're going to seriously get knocked down. You have to pick yourself back up if people aren't going to help you, but there are people to help you. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, just mental toughness. It really taught me a lot, and I've come back way better for it.
And so my next question I'm going to ask you, Clara, is: have you convinced any of your former college players to maybe, maybe come down and visit you down here in Australia, but also maybe playing down here at Logan?
I tried to get a few of my friends to come out, but I think with all the stuff going on right now, it's not the best option. But yeah, they're all pretty focused on finishing their college careers, so good on them and wish them the best of luck.
Now, we'll be all for your advice to our listeners out there, especially in Queensland, that should get involved in the best basketball club in Queensland.
Just give it a crack and, go and try it. And as long as you're loving it, then I think it's a really good opportunity to have to play basketball.
Just have fun.
You don't know where it's going to take you, so just try and enjoy the ride and try the best you can.
Never know if you don't try, and honestly, I'm glad I did, because you can go so far with it.
Now, let's finish on with a couple of lighthearted questions about your teammates, so the 21s or your QSL team. Now, the first question, which I've got a feeling I know what this answer is going to be, considering I've interviewed two of your QSL teammates in the past. Who had the most embarrassing moments on the court this season, and what was it? Which I've got a feeling the QSL might involve training at one stage.
Wasn't it when Cassie broke your ankles, Carla?
Oh!
Oh,
that was
God.
so embarrassing, but you know what? I just want a highlight reel. Yeah. We were just doing a training drill, and she literally just had the ball, and she was just faking side to side. She did one last fake and dribbled past me, and I have never, I fell flat on my back. So embarrassing. Everyone saw it. The crowd. Yeah.
Yes, that was the one I was thinking of. Now, who's the comedian in the team?
Well, 21s, I'd have to say Alexis.
Yeah. Vebs and
Yeah, Alexis.
I think Chevy
or
was
Lisa.
QSL as well.
Yeah,
I reckon Jeff does all right in QSL1. She's pretty funny.
Now, actually, both answered that question was themselves. The next one is, now I know this social media thing called TikTok. So the question I want to ask all for you is, who's the best singer and dancer in the team firstly?
Oh, best dancer would have to be Caddy.
Caddy.
Caddy's the best dancer, hands down.
We'll have to show you one of the TikToks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the twins are like insane singers, so
So following up from that then, talking about TikTok for a moment, did you do a championship TikTok dance?
No, we actually didn't.
We should have. We're going to do that.
We didn't.
And-
we even made a championship TikTok in general.
And the next question following that is, who uses TikTok the most out of your teammates?
Maya. She's famous.
Oh, are you one?
No, I'm not. I'm not. It's
Got
just
like
being
30,000 followers.
Being humble.
Was it Maya?
Danny.
Now, is there any players on your either of those teams are just plainly forgetful? So any players that are just forgetful?
Maya.
Yep.
Oh, to be fair, Tyler and Chevy showed up like really late to one of our practices in QSL.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
remember.
I'm going to say that Chev is the bad influence because we live like pretty close to each other, so we always carpool. And every single time we get in the car, she's like, I think I forgot my shoes. Or I think I forgot something. I'm going to put Chev down for that one.
Oh, now I'll finish on with this last two, which is, do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I don't think I do. But
I honestly have such a big list of superstitions. So
I don't even know what that means.
it's like a routine you have to do in order for you to play well. So like,
Listen.
I always
Is-
have to strap my. I have to strap my right ankle before my left ankle, or I'm like, I can't play well.
yeah, mine is like the way I wear my hair or like the socks I wear.
Yeah, same. Wear the same socks every game.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to finish up with this. Oh, sorry, Maya.
No, I was kidding. No, nothing.
Oh. So my last question I'm going to ask is, describe your team as many words as you like, and you can't include the word champion.
Family.
yeah.
Yeah.
Family, that's the word.
Multiple words. You don't have to choose one.
A bunch of ballers.
Yeah.
Obi.
Well, all four of you, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It's awesome having all four of you on the show. From all of us here at Smash FM, congratulations on the championship success, not just with the 21s, but obviously the QSL as well, and both going through undefeated, and which is not many teams can boast that. So well done on the win, and can't wait to come up to Queensland next season. Hopefully get to watch all four of you in action for the mighty Logan Thunder in 2021 as you try to defend that championship in both the 21s and also the QSL / NBL 1 North.
Thank you.
I'll do it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
No worries. And that's the Logan Thunder, of course, QSL1 women's as well as the under 21 championship team. And of course, you want to get down and support the mighty Logan Thunder there at Cornubia Park Sports Complex. Of course, we'll put all the details up on how you go about get involved there with the mighty Thunder in 2021. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the Wednesday edition.